Today I place before you a very serious warning, and I do not want you to take this moment lightly, as though it were only a passing wind that appears and disappears. My beloved child, pause in stillness. Do not let your eyes hurry away. Do not let the chaotic sounds of life pull you away from what I am trying to reveal. I do not speak to make you tremble, but to keep you from things that could wound you if you continue walking without listening. There are seasons in life when I send you very gentle reminders, but there are also moments when, because my love is so great, I must call you with greater urgency. This is one of those moments, not because I want to threaten you, not because I want to make your heart heavier, but because I see ahead the winds you have not yet seen, the turns you have not yet discerned, the traps covered with familiar appearances, and I cannot remain silent when my child is standing near danger. You have prayed many times for me to give you clarity, to send help, to lighten the burden that has pressed upon your heart for too long. I have heard it all, my child. I heard the words you spoke, and I also heard the sighs you did not have strength to form into sentences. I saw the tears that fell where no one witnessed them. I saw you trying to keep a calm appearance while inside. Many times, you nearly collapsed. You once wondered whether I was truly watching over you, whether I understood what you were going through, whether your prayers reached me. Today I speak to you with gentleness, yet with clarity. I have seen, I have heard, and I am still very near to you. Because I am near, this word is placed before you like a lifeline in the middle of a storm. If you hold on to it, you will be led out of confusion. If you brush it aside as you have done before, you may continue sinking deeper into the whirlpool that I have long wanted to pull you out of. You need to understand the sacred nature of this moment. You did not come here without meaning. No encounter with my light is ever completely accidental. I arranged small movements you did not recognize in order to bring you to a place where you could hear this reminder. Perhaps you think you only happened to pause, only happened to see it, only happened to read this far. But behind that coincidence is my hand quietly guiding you. Heaven has touched you many times through the uneasiness in your heart, through signs in your circumstances, through the advice of others, through the nights when you could not sleep because you knew something needed to change. But sometimes you passed over those signs. You silenced the reminder within your heart because you were busy, tired, afraid to face the truth, or because you thought you still had enough time to delay. I have not come to condemn you for the times you hesitated. I have come to awaken you before that hesitation turns into regret. My mercy is vast, but I do not force you to enter where you refuse to open the door. My grace always flows, but I do not compel a heart that insists on turning away from the light. You still have breath, which means there is still time to return, still opportunity to choose what is right, still the ability to step out of the place that has been wearing you down. I am not finished with you. No matter how many times you have stumbled, no matter how long the roads you have wandered, no matter how many precious opportunities you have missed, I can still restore, still renew, still lead you into another season. But you must stop hardening your heart against what I am reminding you. You must stop treating warning as an inconvenience and begin to recognize it as love trying to save you from what you have not yet seen. Look around you with watchful eyes. The pressures you have been feeling recently are not meaningless. The growing chaos, the attacks against your faith, the exhaustion that makes you no longer want to pray, the anxieties that cling to your mind, all of them are trying to pull you away from the place of peace. There are days when you feel surrounded by too many things at once, as though every direction holds another burden waiting for you. But, my child, that does not mean you have been abandoned. On the contrary, I am showing you that now is the time for you to stand closer to me, not farther away. Darkness often tries to confuse you when it senses the seed I have placed within you. It wants to close your ears to my word, weaken your hope, drain your perseverance, and make you believe prayer is no longer useful. But I declare that it does not have the final word over your life. I still have a plan for you. I still have an anointing to renew your strength. I still have doors prepared for the right time, support you do not yet know about, answers that have not yet appeared but have not been forgotten. However, you must choose to remain with me right now, not when everything becomes more convenient, not when the pain grows too great, not when you have tried every other way and have no road left. Choose me before the brokenness spreads. Choose the light before darkness convinces you that the wrong path is the only road. Choose peace before chaos becomes a habit. I can keep you from an unnecessary collapse, but you must let me lead you. I can expose what is hidden, but you must trust me more than the appearances that are deceiving you. If you could see the traps being arranged through sweet words, attractive promises, relationships that steal your peace, and opportunities that require you to trade your purity, you would not take this word lightly. If you knew the conversations, intention, and calculations that your eyes have not yet touched, you would understand why I am calling you back to discernment. My eyes see every room, every heart, every whisper in the dark. Nothing is hidden from me. What you do not yet know, I already know. What you have not yet heard, I have already heard. The dangers you have not yet recognized, I have already set boundaries against to protect you. But that protection is not a reason for you to live carelessly. It is an invitation for you to walk with greater wisdom, watchfulness, and humility. My beloved child, let this moment become a true return. Do not only hear and then forget. Do not be moved for a moment and then continue living as before. Ask your heart what needs to be released. Which relationship needs to be reconsidered? Which decision needs to be brought into prayer? Which habit is weakening you? And which fear is controlling you? I am not telling you to solve everything all at once. I am only inviting you to begin with honesty. Tell me that you have heard. Open your heart so I can show you the next step. When you are willing to listen, I will teach you how to avoid what brings harm. When you are willing to slow down, I will show you signs you once missed. When you are willing to place your trust in me, darkness will no longer be able to frighten you as easily as before. I am here, not as a distant voice, but as the Father standing close beside you in the strong wind. I do not want you to live the years ahead in regret, wondering why you did not listen, why you did not pause, Why you did not return while you still could. I want you to live in light, in peace, and in daily guidance. Lift your head, but do not become careless. Be courageous, but do not leave humility behind. Believe that I can overturn the situation, but also believe enough to obey when I tell you to stop. Stay away, wait, or move forward. This warning is not the end. It is a door open to protection and restoration. You are still loved. You are still called. You still have time. Choose me in this moment, and I will lead you through what you have not seen, protect you from what is hidden, and bring you into a steadier season of peace in my grace. The tears you cried last night were not ignored, and the prayers that seemed unanswered have never been forgotten before me. My beloved child, there were nights when you cried in such silence that even the room seemed to know how to keep your secret. There were times when you buried your face in the dark, no longer having strength to speak in sentences, only scattered sighs and a weariness no one could see. But I leaned close to you in those hours. I gathered every drop of your sorrow like precious water in my hands, not to repeat your pain as a sentence against you, but to turn it into evidence of perseverance, love, and faith that did not completely go out, even when you thought you had nothing left to hold on to. You thought your prayers had dissolved into emptiness. But no, they have been held in my remembrance. They are waiting for the right time to become an outpouring of grace, peace, and restoration that you could not build by yourself. But my child, I also want you to understand that some deliverance cannot become complete if you continue gripping the old burden tightly. If you turn away again right now, if you pass over my call again, as you have passed over many reminders before, you do not make me love you less, but you delay the freedom I want to place into your hands. Many times you have said to me, "Father, I cannot endure this anymore." And many times I have answered you in the hidden place, "Then give it to me." But you have asked to be made lighter while secretly holding on to the things that exhaust you. You ask for peace, yet still feed the thoughts that stir turmoil in your heart. You ask for healing, yet still return to touch the wound with self-blame. You ask me to lead the way, yet still want to control every turn according to what you think is safe. I do not blame you because you are afraid, but I call you out of that fear, because you were not created to live under the weight of betrayal, anxiety, and endless confusion. I created you to live in peace, not a thin peace that depends on everything outside being favorable, but a deep peace that comes from knowing you are held in my hand. I opened for you the road of freedom, but you have allowed too many strange voices to enter your heart. The voice of fear tells you that everything will fall apart. The voice of pain tells you never to trust anyone again. The voice of the past tells you that you will repeat the same failure. The voice of shame tells you that you are not worthy enough to begin again. And because you have listened to those sounds for so long, you have gradually stopped recognizing my voice calling you gently. Today, I want you to break every agreement with fear. Do not wait until it steals the last pieces of joy within you. Do not wait until your heart grows hard before asking to be made soft again. Return while you can still hear my voice. Choose life while the light is still touching you. You once said, "But I do not see you." Father, And I say to you, look deeper. Do not look only at what has not yet happened. Do not look only at the door that is still closed. Do not look only at the prayer that has not taken the shape you desired. Look at the times I kept you from what you thought was good. Look at the times I allowed a plan to fall apart before it could pull you into deeper harm. Look at the silence, not as emptiness, but as the place where I am working in mystery. Look at the delay not as a sign of being forgotten, but as time I am using to prepare your heart. Arrange the road and adjust the things that, if they came too early, you would not have had strength to preserve. Look at the refusal, not as humiliation, but as my hand pulling you away from a wrong yes that could have cost you your peace. There is a reason that relationship did not work out. There is a reason that person's promise broke. There is a reason that agreement collapsed at the very moment you thought everything was about to begin. There is a reason some people stopped calling you, stopped looking for you, stopped walking with you on this road. You were hurt by it. And I do not take your tears lightly. But my beloved child, not everything that leaves you is a loss. Some things leave because I know that if they stayed, they would quietly poison you. There are people you regret losing, but I saw what they carried behind sweet words. There are opportunities you cried over losing, but I saw the price you would have had to pay if you entered them. You were ready to drink what seemed sweet, but I knew there was bitterness in it that would wither your heart. Because I love you, I allowed some things to collapse before they could build a nest in your life. Do not mistake collapse for abandonment. Sometimes I allow a wrong house to fall, so you will not spend your whole life living in a place not built by my hand. Sometimes I allow a foundation to crack, so you can see that it cannot support the future I have prepared for you. Sometimes I interrupt what you call a plan, because I am saving you from a journey built on fear, lack, and haste. I love you enough not to give you everything you ask for when it could draw you farther from me. I love you enough to close some doors you keep trying to open by your own strength. I love you enough to allow disappointment for a season rather than allow you to be bound for years by a choice that does not belong to you. When I tear down what is not lasting, it is not to leave you empty, but so my own hand can rebuild in strength, in light, in wisdom, and in peace. So do not call delay rejection. I am not late. I have not forgotten your appointed day. I have not slept through your prayers. I am building in the hidden place, where your eyes have not yet seen and your ears have not yet fully heard. But you need to understand that the design I am completing cannot be received fully by you if you keep breaking the foundation with doubt. Every time you say that I will not do it, you place a stone of fear where I want to plant faith. Every time you declare that your life will never change, you allow the past to intrude upon the future I am writing. Every time you return to old suspicion, you tire your heart before grace can lift you. I do not demand that you understand everything, but I invite you to believe. I do not tell you that you must never tremble, but I invite you not to let trembling rule your decisions. Yes, the battle in the hidden place is real. There are days when you wake with a heart as heavy as a gray sky. There are nights when loneliness is so deep that you can hear the silence around you. There are seasons of waiting so long that you no longer know whether you are persevering or simply exhausted. I do not deny what you are going through. I do not call your pain small. I do not tell you to smile as though everything is light. But I remind you that I am still the Lord. I still reign upon the throne of power and mercy. I still hold your story in my hands. Even when the page before you looks empty, some blank pages are not there because the story has ended, but because I am preparing to write a new chapter with the ink of restoration. My beloved child, give me what you cannot carry any longer. Give me the betrayal that stole your sleep. Give me the worry that keeps repeating in your mind. Give me the unanswered questions. Give me the memory that hurts when you touch it. Give me even the weariness of waiting. You do not need to present everything beautifully before me. You only need to open your hands. When you give it to me, I do not take it away to leave you empty. I take it so I can place peace, wisdom, courage, and new joy there. I am in the silence. I am in the delay. I am even in the closed doors. And I am also right here, calling you not to give up before dawn touches the threshold of your life. Trust me one more time, because the things you cried over with me have not been forgotten. And what I am building for you will be more beautiful than what you once feared you had lost. My child, I am warning you in this hour because time is not as wide open as you still imagine. And there are movements taking place around your life that your eyes have not seen and your ears have not heard. Yet they are directly connected to you. There are conversations mentioning your name in places you cannot enter. There are decisions being considered while you are not in the room. Yet your destiny, opportunities, direction, and next season are being placed on the table. My child, this is not the time to live scattered, nor is it the time to let your heart drift after familiar noises. If you do not align your heart with me in this very moment, if you continue letting hesitation, hardness, distraction, and old fears guide you, you may miss what has already been prepared to touch your hands in this season. My voice remains gentle, because my love for you never becomes harsh. But today, that gentleness must carry firmness. I cannot only comfort you with soft words while you are standing near an important turn. I cannot remain silent when you are about to overlook a sign sent to awaken you. I am speaking to you with urgency, with a pure flame, with mercy that does not want to see you step away from what I have opened. There are times when I whisper to comfort you, but there are also times when I call louder to pull you from danger. Today is one of those times, not because I want you to tremble, but because I love you too deeply to let you sleep through a decisive moment. Do not treat this word as a general message meant for the crowd. Do not think it is only for someone else who needs the reminder more than you. You yourself have been led to this moment, and your own heart is being touched by what I am speaking. You know it. Even if your mind tries to deny it, there is a hidden trembling inside you, a feeling as though these words are going straight into the place you have avoided for too long. That is not coincidence. That is my hand upon your shoulder, reminding you to stop, listen, and return to watchfulness. This is the lifeline thrown to you while you are drifting away from the shore of peace. This is the call in the middle of unrest, not to condemn you, but to bring you back to safety in my presence. Many times you have told yourself you would become more serious later. Seek me more deeply when things were less busy. Change when the time became more convenient. Pray when your heart was more stable. But my child, there are moments that do not wait until you feel ready. There are doors that open within a sacred window of time. And if you keep standing outside because of hesitation, they may close before you have stepped through. I do not say this to frighten you, but so you will understand the value of the present. This moment carries weight. Your response carries weight. Your obedience carries weight. Whether you listen or ignore is not a small matter, because there are things in your life waiting for the agreement of your heart with my will. Even now, heaven is watching how you respond, not with cold judgment, but with the attentiveness of love. I am watching to see whether you will still allow your heart to soften. I am watching to see whether you are willing to lay down pride, weariness, doubt, and the excuses that have kept you in the old place for too long. I am watching to see whether you dare to say yes to me. Even before you understand the whole road ahead, you do not need every answer before you follow me. You only need to recognize that I am calling, and that call is worthy of your response, with all the honesty still remaining in your heart. There is an arrangement drawing near to you, but it requires you to be in the right position within your heart, not only in the right outward place, but right in spirit, right in trust, right in obedience, right in watchfulness. If pure heart remains disordered, you may not recognize the door when it opens. If you let fear speak louder than I do, you may reject what I send because it does not arrive in the shape you expected. If you continue listening to voices that make you doubt your worth, you may step back at the very moment I am inviting you forward. Therefore, I am aligning you from within before what is outside is revealed. I am clearing your vision, calming the chaos in your heart, and reminding you that what I have prepared cannot be received by a divided heart. Do not scroll past this word as you have scrolled past many other reminders. Do not delay your return one more day. Do not lull yourself to sleep with the thought that you still have plenty of time to correct what I am showing you. You do not know all the movements taking place behind the veil, but I know. You cannot hear the conversations mentioning you, but I hear them. You cannot see the decisions being formed, but I have already gone before you. And because I know what you do not know, I am calling you with urgency. Lay down the phone of distraction within your heart. Step away from the noises that make you numb. Return to my presence before you step into whatever comes next. I want you to understand that alignment with me is not an outward ritual, but the return of your whole being to the light. It is when you stop resisting what I have reminded you of many times. It is when you stop negotiating with habits that weaken you. It is when you stop seeking validation from places that cannot heal you. It is when you allow me to touch your decisions, relationships, plans, words, and hidden reactions. When you align with me, you no longer walk in your own fog. You begin to recognize the rhythm of my guidance. You begin to discern which door is grace and which trap is wrapped in attraction. You will know what to keep, what to release, where to enter, and where to leave. My beloved child, I do not call you with urgency to take something good away from you. I call you to protect the good thing I am bringing. I do not warn you to destroy your peace. I warn you so you will not lose peace by walking in the wrong direction. I do not come to extinguish your hope. I come to light it in the right place, in the right way. Under my covering, what has been appointed for you is still in my hand. But you must stay awake to receive it when it comes. Blessing does not only need to be given, it also needs a ready heart. A life brought into alignment, a spirit that listens, and footsteps that no longer run against the call. So stop in this very moment and let my word go deeper than your hurry. Let it pierce through the layer of indifference, the layer of weariness, the layer of doubt, and the walls you built to protect yourself. I am extending my hand to you. I am calling your name. I am reminding you that this is the time to return to clarity, to obedience, to trust, to your true identity in me. Do not assume that you can ignore this and everything will remain unchanged. There are small choices that open great seasons, and there are small delays that prolong painful cycles. Today, I give you a turning point of mercy. Choose to listen. If you feel this word lighting something within you, know that it is I awakening what has fallen asleep. If you feel your heart being drawn closer, it is I reminding you that you still belong to me. If you feel a gentle yet strong urgency, it is because this moment is not ordinary. Respond with honesty. Tell me you are willing to be realigned. Tell me you do not want to miss what I have prepared. Tell me you want to stand in the right position, not only before people, but before me. And when you respond, you will see the chaos begin to settle, clarity begin to rise, and the road ahead become lit step by the very love that never leaves you. And my child, remember that I do not speak to you only in special moments like this, but I am always present in every breath, every thought, and every step you take. When you choose to return to me, you will begin to recognize the small yet meaningful signs you once overlooked. An unexpected peace in the middle of chaos. A gentle reminder within your heart when you are about to make a decision. A feeling of being guided even before you clearly see the road. All of these are ways I am walking with you. Do not take these small things lightly, because through faithfulness in the small things, you will be prepared for greater things. I am teaching you to walk step by step, not with haste, but with deep trust. And as you continue choosing me each day, you will see that you are no longer alone, but are being led by a love that never changes and by a wisdom far beyond all your understanding.